What is this? Are these? Oh, these are nacho fries. I'm like, what did I order?
Then whose are they?
This guy
I ordered nacho fries, but I forgot I ordered nacho fries.
went over his head.
Eh?
Welcome to the Magic of Animation, where we explore the enchanting world of Disney, from the classics we grew up with to the latest releases. We'll take a deep dive into the artistry, storytelling, the unforgettable characters, and the pure magic that makes these movies timeless. So whether you're a lifelong Disney fan or new to the magic, sit back, relax, and join us as we embark on our journey through the wonderful, magical world of animation.
The color of rage.
Mr. Kohler used to call us a deep shade of burgundy
Wait, why did he call you a deep shade of burgundy?
because a deep shade of burgundy is maroon, and maroon sounds like moron, and he wasn't allowed to call us morons.
I love that word maroon.
So this man just made a whole elaborate way to call everyone morons.
Yeah. Get ready for a foxy adventure of... Nope, I messed it up. Get ready for a foxy adventure in this episode of The Magic of Animation. My name is Joey, and I'm joined by Dequan.
Hello.
And Kevin.
Hey there.
And Mike.
Hello.
In today's episode, we are going to be not watching. We've already watched it. We'll be reviewing Fox and the Hound. But before that, we got to do Pooh's 100-acre check-in. How's everybody doing? How was everyone's week?
Yeah, it's a week. It's nothing too crazy. Haven't been smooth coasting, to my knowledge.
All right.
Mine's been good. Nothing crazy been going on. Had a good Thanksgiving little break there. Spent some time with family and had some good food.
Mike?
About the same, you know.
About
it
the
was
same.
it was good. It was chill. Liked it, enjoyed it. I liked having, only 3 days of a work week. Now I gotta go back to 5, and now I'm upset again. That's okay though.
Now, I will note that DeQuandrick asked us to send pictures of our Thanksgiving meal, proceeded to not send a picture of his, and then nobody else sent theirs except for me.
Wait, we were supposed to send a picture of our Thanksgiving meal?
That's what he said. So I
Yeah,
listened, and nobody else did.
Last podcast, I'm like, I want to see your guys' plates.
For some reason I remember you saying that, but in my brain it did not register that was like a serious thing. Like you legit wanted us to take a picture of our meal.
Well, clearly, because he didn't send his.
Look, at my defense, I didn't really have a crazy Thanksgiving. It was kind of just me and a pot of buttered noodles. So unless you want to see,
I would love to see that.
noodles, I didn't want to send my sad plate to your lovely plate.
Thanks, Kevin.
Wait a minute. I need to see how big of a pot this pot of butter noodles was.
It was enough for one person.
Okay, but like
Was
your
it the
type
butter?
of one person, me type of one person, another friend of ours type of one person.
I got you, boss. I got you. I like your plate, Kevin. Hold on. You got Snapchat back up. Here you go.
I still need to re-download that.
I thought you had it down.
You guys took pictures. You guys took pictures of your meals and then just proceeded not to send them.
I made like 15 pounds of homemade mac and cheese.
In my defense, again, it was a pot of just buttered noodles. That's not even a meal, bro. That's a snack.
So that's the butter flavored noodles, not just butter and noodles.
They were buttered noodles.
Growing up in poverty, you know about those butter noodles, right?
I did a whole recipe. I had, and to be honest, it wasn't going to be a meal at all. I had to look for something to actually make it eat.
Well, My Thanksgiving was just us staying at home. We made a small turkey, made a big batch of cheesy potatoes. That's pretty much all I ate. And because I hate turkey, as we discussed. And it was good. And then went and saw some Christmas lights in the woods with Kevin and his family. So that was fun.
It was a good time.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure my volume on my phone is off while
Kevin.
I realize I have thousands of messages.
Yeah, don't look at my messages. The sound is necessary for those.
Kevin didn't take it easy on his daughter in this hockey game.
No, she won the first one, dude.
Yeah.
She won the first one, but then I got her. Best 2 out of 3.
And it was
Wait,
funny.
hold on a second.
She beat
Kevin.
him, and then he beat her, and then he was like, "We gotta do best 2 out of 3," and his wife was like, "No, there's people coming. We gotta go," and he just ignored her. Just proceeded to.
Oh, did she
play
say
the
that?
song.
Oh yeah, I mean at that point there was nobody in
yeah,
line
that
behind
doesn't-
us. So even if they walked up at that point in time, guess what? You snooze, you lose. We were there. A tiebreaker's a tiebreaker, all right? That's
Yeah.
it.
There's a lot of cool things in that forest.
It was neat.
They did a cool thing in there. But other than that, nothing much. So with that, we'll go into stats from Baymax. I remembered to look it up beforehand this time. Fox and the Hound was released by Disney Animation on July 10th in 1981. The Fox and the Hound... Oh, sorry. It was based on The Fox and the Hound by Daniel P. Mannix. It had a budget of $12 million. It made $39 million. That's a big-time profit, I think. And then Lifetime, it has $63 million, so not super Lifetime.
Hello, I'm
And then
back.
it has a Rotten Tomato score of 75 and an audience score of 78.
Okay, I made it back for the scores. I just didn't catch the other half. I had to let the dogs inside.
Wow. No, that's fine. Oh yeah, I also wanted to ask before I got into the stats, does anybody have their Christmas decorations up? Or holiday decorations, I should add. I don't know what all traditions we all
Just
have.
a tree.
Cool.
Yeah, our Christmas tree's been up for about 2 or 3 weeks now.
Nice.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mike?
Sorry, I was trying to catch up. No, I do not. We're probably gonna do that maybe this weekend, I think.
Cool. Yeah, we put ours up
Yeah.
2 weekends ago. Whole house is decorated now. Fun stuff. And we bought my son a, you know those cardboard gingerbread houses that you can buy, the big ones that you can color, the kids can color on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought my son one of those.
Nice.
So we have a giant gingerbread house in the living room right now. So, we'll jump right into Timon and Pumbaa's movie review with the first segment, category, whatever you want to call it, overall enjoyment. What did you guys think of your overall enjoyment of this movie?
I enjoyed it less than I did when I was younger.
Wow. Okay.
I knew going in that this wasn't one of my favorite movies. It had its highs and lows. I mean, it was kind of... It wasn't very memorable.
Hmm.
There was no huge standout points. But it was an alright movie.
Go for it.
I'm surprised. Like, I'm gonna be like, I loved it. It's sad as crap
Oh, yeah.
at a lot of moments, but I generally loved watching this.
Yeah. So, immediately, I was taken to 5-year-old me. I was taken back to 5-year-old me sitting in my parents' living room watching this movie on VHS. Just from the opening scene, I was like, this is just instantly time traveled. And I loved this movie so much. And there were way too many things that I liked about it that I had to stop taking notes for this particular category. The stuff that I did note was the old guy's truck. I really liked it for how terrible it was. Copper and Todd were the most adorable babies, rivaling Dumbo. The hide and seek scene was incredible. And I liked the butterfly transformation scene and them being like, there's something familiar about those eyes. I don't know why, but I that tickled me.
You know, you bringing that up just reminds me. Every time that one bird talked, I literally couldn't see him as a bird. I just kept hearing Tigger the whole time.
Yes.
Definitely Tigger.
He even did like the same laugh, like the
Yeah.
I was like, I can't see you as a bird. No,
Especially being so close to the release of that movie itself.
Yeah, so-
why not change a character? It's literally like copy paste the character.
So what I think what happened was they said, we need to make sure that this movie makes money. What do kids love? Kids love Tigger. Let's just put Tigger in the movie.
Oh,
I think that's what happened. Sometimes, corporate comes into play at these, and you just gotta take it with how it is.
I don't know, that rubbed me the wrong way.
With Tarzan, there's a big corporate thing that happens in that movie that I will definitely talk about when we get there, that I'm not a fan of, but it's part of the movie.
Is it when they talk about, when they start talking about the Reese's Pieces cups?
No. I didn't even remember that being a part of the movie.
I was making that up. Oh, that was 100% made up. That was 100% BS I just threw out there.
Okay.
I wanted to see if you'd play into it, be like, oh, yeah, definitely. Or, like, no, I actually really like that scene.
Imagine if I just went along with it.
It would have been kind of funny. Maybe someone here would actually believe it. Be like, wait, what? You'd be like, yeah, definitely.
So I think I'm going to give this I think I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I didn't even give Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no, you didn't. Holy crap, what? Joey, what's going on?
Sleeping Beauty is the only movie I gave a 10 out of 10 so far.
Wait, do you even have the score thing up? Because I have the thing up, but it doesn't show.
Yeah. Hang on. I have it up. It's just I haven't. No.
In the meantime, Dino, you said you did not enjoy it as much as you used to.
That is indeed true.
So why was that?
There's a lot of glaring issues that I've noticed with the writing, character behaviors, and some things felt rushed, some things felt very inconsistent and pretty sloppy, and those things were very present, at least for me current day, while younger me did not catch those things or notice those things. So that's why I enjoyed that a lot less. And if I were to give it a score, I would give it a 7.
You just crapped on it like that and you're giving it a 7?
I mean, I wouldn't consider that crapping on. There's still great things about it.
Also, to be fair, I asked him what was the thing, because he said he didn't enjoy it as much, so I was asking what were the things that he didn't enjoy. That wasn't necessarily asking him, what did you like and dislike? I was I was specifically asking what was the things that he did not enjoy, that made him enjoy it less than when he used to.
Fair enough.
And Kevin, you said, well, you didn't say something similar, but you said you you weren't really as big of a fan of it. What were those reasons why?
I mean, it didn't jump off the screen to me. It wasn't like I really want to watch this movie again, or it just not a super enveloping story. There was barely any music to really pull you in and help the story along. The animation was good. I enjoyed the animation. And then the character diversity was a little lackluster.
There wasn't that many characters, yeah.
What's funny is when watching it, there's the one scene where she's taking the fox away, right? When you gotta do that thing. When she's doing that, I literally was watching that, and I'm like, Kevin hates this movie. Just first thing, because I immediately started thinking of Dumbo, and I'm like, I know how Kevin felt about a lot of the sad scenes there, and that's why I'm like, Kevin hates this movie.
Honestly, it wasn't even. I didn't even really find that part sad. It was really weird with the inner monologue. Like, it was weird.
Wow.
You know, I am actually curious because you bringing that up. I wonder then, like, how this scene would play out if all it was just like sad looks between each other with like just sad music and just silence of like what's happening, but they're not saying anything.
There you go.
And instead, they just leave the scene as a silent, tense moment because you want someone to speak, but they just don't.
Leave it at a silent, tense moment and not a weird inner monologue staring back and forth for almost 5 minutes. Like that's. I felt like it was drawn out.
I have notes about that for emotional impact, and I just gonna say I disagree wholeheartedly. So, Kevin, what is your score out of 10? A 2?
No, it's not that bad. I'd say a 4.
Oh, not far off.
No, he doubled it. He doubled what you thought. He said times that by 2.
What about you, Mike?
For me, I want to say I'm gonna put this at a 9.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait a minute, that's all a little threatening. Can I go to an 8? I'm kidding.
Okay, so next up, storyline and plot. I have like 4 pages of notes here.
Holy
Jesus
crap!
Christ.
This man started writing the essays for school.
Oh man, I loved so much of it. The birds stealing the clothes was a brilliant plan.
Yep, and then just dropping it on them. Yep.
That was so smart. What are you doing? Oh.
What you doing? What are you doing? Ruining my plans? Ruining your plans? Are you?
Where am I? The story in the beginning was Todd and Copper being best friends, and Copper trying to get away from his home to play. I don't know why I made that note. Maybe just I was going to break down the plot, but I didn't do that, so we'll just ignore that I said that. I remember watching Todd mess with Chief as a kid and being absolutely terrified that Todd wasn't listening to Copper. I was so scared. As a kid, I remember being so scared in that scene that I was like, you just listen to Copper, get out of there. The chase scene that followed was suspenseful. I liked that chase scene. I think they did a good job building the suspense in it. And then that absolute psycho shooting at Todd while he's in the back of, what is her name, Widow's car.
You know, I got a lot of things to say about him.
Yeah, but then she goes and just peppers his radiator, dude. That was great.
Yeah.
That was purely deserved.
My next note is, but man, she was wild for slamming on her brakes, getting out, standing in front of his speeding car, stealing his gun, and then shooting it.
She was 10 toes down.
She's just built that way. You know, like, she don't take nothing. She just give it back.
True.
She's literally you do not mess with her because you will regret it.
A heavy story beat was the birds trying to tell Todd that Copper was going to come back a different dog and he will be dangerous, but he didn't want to listen to them. And I just thought that was this is a very heavy movie for children. One note that I do not like about the storyline is that winter scene with the birds was so unnecessary. Didn't need to be in the movie.
Winter scene with the birds.
When they were trying to get the caterpillar.
Oh.
No need for it. We're flying away.
No need for that scene at all. They followed the correct they followed the correct timelines for Todd and Copper's growth, but the caterpillar stayed a caterpillar. Bit of an oversight, I think.
Yeah, we noted on that too. Like, caterpillar should have been a butterfly last year.
I know. It makes perfect sense, though. It makes perfect sense. The caterpillar was supposed to be a representation of Todd and Copper's bond throughout the movie.
See, I thought it was just because it was so cold he couldn't, transform. You know, he couldn't put himself into the little cocoon he needed to. And even if he did, his wings would just freeze. You know, what is he going to do then? He's just now flying with like huge icicles on his back.
Yeah, I can't imagine the lifespan of a butterfly is very long. Copper telling Todd that their friendship was over, that was rough.
See what you did there.
But then when Copper found him hiding, he didn't rat him out. And I really liked that scene. And then immediately after that, when they were running when I saw them running by the train tracks, my wife was in the kitchen and I yelled to her. I was like, wait a second. Doesn't Chief get hit by a train right now? And then she screamed back from the kitchen and she was like, oh my God, he does.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then he does. And Copper blames himself for letting Todd go. And then the scene that we already talked about a little bit, I'm not going to go too much into that here. I'm going to go into that in emotional impact.
See, I have something to say on two of the things you mentioned, like Copper telling Todd that their friendship is over. I didn't find that too like painful because given it was Todd who was being like just stubborn. Copper has tried to warn you several times. The birds try to warn you several times. Mm-hmm. Your adopted mother tried to warn you several times. Mm-hmm. Bro, you're just not listening at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I can't feel like
they're best friends.
But they're best friends, but like Copper told him several times, hey man, you can't be in this area, I'm a hunting dog now. Like you forced him to say that we can't be friends so he would leave. And he still didn't leave.
Well, like, how long were they best friends for?
I don't think
a good portion of their lifespan. Right?
Yeah, they didn't give us like a really good timestamp.
I mean, in basically a few months, they went from little kids to basically teenagers, close to adults.
Well, let's just go about animal biology here. Usually, animals are born in the springtime, and then he went hunting in the winter. So, the spring, summer, and fall.
You know what? That's fair. Together. That is indeed fair. I respect that timeline there. And like the other thing, you had mentioned something. That was like towards the end of your statement. Oh, Copper blaming Todd for what happened to dude's name, Chief. Like when I was younger, I used to hate Copper for that. But current day, I'm more understanding of Copper. Granted, I still don't agree with him blaming Todd, but like I'm more understanding of it because he's blaming Todd because he warned Todd several times, hey dude, you're gonna get us in trouble. You gotta stop coming over here. And Todd's like, nah bro, I'm smart, I'm cunning, I'm a fox, I'm sly, I'm not gonna get caught. But his actions negatively impacted somebody else when Copper would have done what Copper was trained to do.
Right.
It would have prevented all this bad stuff from happening. So I don't agree with Copper, but I understand him way more now as an adult.
And that's another part is like, when he got caught that last time before the whole train incident, where was he running?
He was just running.
He could have ran next door. He could have ran home. But no, he decided to run to a mountain with a train on it.
I think he's just running out of fear. When you're in fight or flight, you don't necessarily think where you're going to go. Also,
this is like area he doesn't know. Like, he knows home.
I saw a TikTok today, completely not super related, but somewhat related, where a lady was, you know how they have the mermaids in the tanks?
Yeah,
well, she got spooked, so she kicked off her fins and started swimming away, and a lady was stitching at that to give her reaction to it, and she was like, the only thing that I have a problem with this is that she didn't put her hands above her head, because when you get spooked in a tank, you don't always know where you're going, and you might be going in the wrong direction out of fear, and you'll hit your head on something you weren't expecting to be there. So fear doesn't cause you to.
She went to air, where she knows right?
Yes,
Air
in that
is home.
situation. But what she
Air
was
is
saying,
home from out in the
was
water.
saying is that you
Right.
don't always go the right direction because of fear.
Well, she did go the right direction. You want to know why? Because that's
I
where
hate
she
you, Kevin.
knew is safe. She
Ah,
knows
man.
that the air above her is safe, right?
I had a
How
completely
does
different
how
text.
does
I just
Todd
figured
how does Todd bringing a madman who's already shown that he does not care about shooting in the direction of his I guess his mom? Why would him running home? Why would that make him think that that's the best decision to bring this madman with a gun into their
He
home?
can't make that connection. He can't make the connection that he's a madman. You want to know why? Because he hasn't listened to anybody thus far.
that's true.
No, you're just a hater.
Todd did
I'm not a
nothing
hater, I'm being-
wrong.
Wait, hold on, Mike. Hold on.
I 100%. Todd is innocent through this whole thing.
Thank you. Mike.
All he did was make a friend and believe he would be friends. The whole time they kept telling him he's a hunting dog, he's gonna probably come back different. He's believing. He's an anime fan. He believes in the power of friendship can overcome it.
Okay, so
He even
stalking is
understands,
fine
like,
now?
Stalking? Where do
Yeah,
you get
the dog
stalking?
literally, Copper is like, hey, leave me alone, right? Or you will die. Right?
You mean
And
when
he
he
still
came to see
can't
him
leave
when
him
he
alone.
came?
Okay,
You
but
can't call
leave him
stalking
alone.
when you go to visit back your friend. If your friend came back from a trip and you're still in your mind is
Yeah,
like,
but what if that
that's
friend doesn't
still
wanna be
my
friends
friend.
anymore?
No,
You
no,
go
no,
to
no, no,
their
no, no,
house,
no. You guys have
visit
this.
them.
You guys
knock
have this
on the door. They
timeline.
come out and they say, "We can't be friends anymore because I'm different." You're not just gonna. Nobody, if they believe they're friends, is just gonna go, "Oh, okay," and then walk away. You're not true friends if you do that. If you
And-
believe you're truly friends, you're gonna go, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's like because we're gonna
Not
get
if
in
he
trouble with
threatens
that.
my
What are you
life.
talking about? We've been friends. We were like best friends, dude. What are you talking about? That
And
doesn't
you
make
guys-
sense.
If my lifelong best friend, right, looked at me and says, "We are not friends anymore. You come back to my house and I shoot you dead." Guess what? I'm not going back.
Okay, but
He
guess
didn't
what?
say he'd shoot
But
him
guess what?
dead.
Hey, wait,
He never said that.
And he
He
did
never
not.
said even. He's like, you gotta go. We can't be friends. I'm different now. We
And
can't
he-
be friends anymore. You
and
know,
he
that's what
doesn't-
he kept saying. He kept saying things changed. He never threatened him.
And he
said
doesn't
you have
come
to get
back.
out of here.
When after he says that, Chief wakes up and they chase him. He doesn't leave and then come back. That all happens at the exact same time. So it's not like he came back into a dangerous situation. The dangerous situation
Exactly.
immediately followed that
Yeah, but
conversation.
he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't.
Copper
leave the
could have
conversation.
also stood up and said, "Back up, Chief." I mean, he's proven he's like the kind of the more top dog. He can stand up. He chooses not to.
See, the
Copper is
problem-
not a faithful friend.
Copper 100% is pretty faithful. Like, I look at it this way. It's like, Todd is that friend that you have that wants you to disobey things so you guys can have fun. Copper's that kid that knows he has responsibilities that his parents have put on him and rules and guidelines. Todd doesn't have those rules or guidelines, so he doesn't give about Copper's, rules and guidelines.
You see, I can't agree with that because they never established that that's a repeated thing. Like, Todd views them as friends. He is coming over to his friend's house to play and hang out, like they've done multiple times. Then the last time they get in trouble, he wants to just say goodbye because he knows his friend's leaving. So his friend leaves. He accepts that. Comes back, he's like, I just want to say hi, And then he tells them things have changed. And he's like, that's Todd. He's like, I don't understand. He's like, I know you're a hunting dog. I know you went hunting these things, but we've been friends. We've been best friends. It's like you can't comprehend that. You don't comprehend something like that. Like a bombshell like that. Like, yeah, even though we've been best friends, no, it's over. Well, wait, why? I know what you are. I know what you do, but like we can still be friends. We can still get along. He's like, no, we can't. Right? Then Chief wakes up and starts this whole chase.
After
Man.
Copper warned him several times, saying like, "Hey, bro, you gotta go before Chief wakes up because Chief will hunt you and Chief will try to kill you."
Also,
I'm gonna
in
say
Todd's
this:
defense,
if you listen to that, if someone you known and you consider, and they even considered you best friends, and out of nowhere they just go, "It's over." with no real good explanation to like why it's like, why can't we be friends? Why don't we just try? We can do something. And you're just like, nope, it's over. That was not a true friendship to begin with. And the one who gets hurt is the one who is left with an unanswered question.
I mean, I will also say this. Todd could easily be like, all right, Copper, let's just meet somewhere and talk about this, given the situation we're in.
How would that work? They're already right there. They could talk about it there. Wouldn't even, on that logic, he wouldn't have really even wanted to go meet him anyways. Even if he says something like that, he would be like, no, we can't do that.
He didn't get the chance to say that anyways, because right after Copper told him to get lost, Chief woke up and chased him. So they didn't have time to discuss, maybe we need to work things out.
I'm going to be honest with you, I generally don't think that Todd would have attempted that. He showed us his personality throughout the whole movie.
But also
very confident, cocky, and somewhat arrogant.
In Todd's defense,
is he just playing tough? Because even when the thing, he's being chased by Chief, you can see he's scared. That's why he's running. He's not playing games. He's trying to escape. He's trying to hide. He's not playing around. He doesn't find it funny. You could literally say that's not that he's cocky and arrogant and really thinks it. It's him trying to put on a tough front. Like, man, I'm not even scared of him. I can handle it. Yeah, I can outrun him. I'm a fox. Yeah, I can do it.
And in
trying to build his own confidence about it.
He is not a wild fox. He is a domesticated pet. So why would he think that he is hunting prey?
I would think I'm hunting. If someone's trying to kill me on a regular basis, and they have tried 2 times now.
1 time.
I'm going to take that message and be like, yeah. One time?
And then the second time happened after this conversation.
Okay. All right, fair. I'll give you guys that the second time. But even then, like, on the concept of what Kevin and you were talking about, Joey, about, like, where was he running? Like, I think that Todd didn't run home because he knew he would have got scolded a second time for... Like, or if he would have ran home with that happening, that's why he didn't go that way.
But why would he go back home in general then? If he was already planning on not running back home to not get scolded, where that would have been a place of safety, someone who could protect him in a way. Instead, he ran off to a random area to try and hide and get away and lose their trail. Like, lose them. He's trying to, he's just running. He's literally just trying to run and hide. He's not really thinking. Because then he goes back home.
Yeah, he goes back home and successfully loses their trail, and everything was good until you realize, oh snap, dude just came to the house.
Because that's his senses kicking in. That's like wait, something's not right. Oh, I hear him coming. I'm like, I'm gonna hide because he knows he wants to kill him,
and he knows he's in trouble too.
I don't think he cared about that because he would come out to her. He didn't care about that. He didn't want to die by a psycho who is like, I will just shoot at random civilians.
I mean, you're not wrong. I don't disagree with you on that guy being a psycho, but clearly Todd didn't really care about death if he just kept disobeying everybody who told him.
The thing is, we only see him do it once. You can't say he keeps doing it when he only did it once. He comes back to see his friend. Yeah, also, I did feel bad because they're like, he's after my chickens. It's like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, no, that was
Fox. He can't explain it.
Well,
he can't explain anything he was trying to do.
In defense of that guy is, from his perspective, all he sees is Todd come out of the chicken coop. So
no, I know. It's just like the thing that sucks. It's like he can't explain himself. So that has to it's like, that's just what it is now for that guy. And it's like, but it's not the truth. Yeah. As a viewer, I'm like, that's not the truth. It's not what happened.
There's one last thing I want to say, and I'll give you guys the floor for the rest of what you guys want to say, and then we can go into the next thing. The last thing I want to say is like Big Mama was educating my mans on like the hunter and everything like that, and Todd was like, whatever, Big Mama, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, I guess. I guess.
He believed too much that his friendship was like stronger than that. That's if you want to say, because I again, Todd did nothing wrong. If you want to say he did anything wrong, it's he believed too much that his friendship was stronger than instincts and training for months. Yeah. Like months, basically.
And then he ends up being right anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. When I see it happen at the end, I'm like, you could have done that from the beginning. You could have done that from the beginning. If Chief went to jump at him and instead Copper jumps on him. It's like, wait, something wouldn't be right. He'd be like, what the hell do you think you're doing, right? And then he'd be able to like explain. Copper never once tries to explain. Then when Todd is running on the freaking train tracks, which you see he's just trying to get away, Chief comes back out and chases him across it of his own volition. Todd ducks under the thing. Chief shouldn't have chased. He even gets told, jump. He doesn't. He freezes, gets hit by the train, and then falls down. And Copper sees this. He sees it all, and his thought is, it's your fault that this happened. It's like, or he couldn't have chased me. He's the one who chased me. You told me to get out of here. I tried to get out of here. He freaking came out and got me. Sorry.
Okay, so 49 minutes, 40 seconds, and 50 minutes, 10 seconds.
I got passionate. Mark down the milliseconds. I tried to stop myself, but I failed.
No, that's good. It's all good.
As
long as we catch it, then we can bleep it.
So I'm just saying, there's a lot better Copper could have easily done. Even if he was going to say we can't be friends, he could have stopped Chief. He could have tried to stop him, and he didn't.
So I'm going to run down the rest of my notes as quickly as possible so we can move on. But one super messed up thing is that Amos realized that Todd wasn't in the car, so he knew he was in the wild alone and knew he had to go find him. Oh, that sucked.
Not just that, but like he then goes and breaks the what is it, the law? Yeah, because he got put in a special area, and he's like, "We're not hunting. We're just going." It's like this man is petty over one fox, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, if that man broke several laws. He tried to break into people's houses too.
He did, and he just came shooting at innocent people for that fox too. Like, holy crap! Like when he just started shooting, I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? And the fact that the fox now has a collar, that means that is like, that's not a wild animal.
Yeah.
Trying to murder, I think, a pet, coming to the house to murder the pet with a collar, I think that's illegal.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. And then Todd freaking out in the morning after he was abandoned was a good touch because he was like in shock the night before, but it finally hit him in the morning. That was good. Todd met Vixie and things were progressing nicely. And Mike, guess what? They showed a waterfall and they cut to black.
But we don't know if that really happened because I was waiting the whole time. I was like, I will give Joey, if I see one like little fox, I will give it to Joey. Oh, man, I never saw Little Fox. Nope. Not counting.
They cut to black, and then they had them come out of their little burrow, stretching, and being like, "Oh, what a beautiful morning!"
They cuddled. They cuddled and slept. They slept good. There ain't no proof. This is a children's movie. I didn't see a little baby fox. Don't count it.
I was looking.
I was looking for the about that.
I was looking for the waterfall. I didn't notice it. Like, I guess I was blind at that point.
It was there.
Oh no, I noticed. And again, like with Robin Hood, I'm not counting it. They don't have kids. Until I see kids or a signification that they were gonna have or are gonna have kids, I ain't counting it.
Like we said, a vile human going into protected land to hunt. It's just awful human being right there. Vixie had a perfect gut feeling. If you are in nature and it goes quiet, you're in danger.
I think she also had that because she's been out there longer.
Yeah.
If you're, I'm just saying, in real life, if you're in nature and it goes quiet, there is a predator out there that you don't want to be around.
I like that education.
She has the instincts for it.
And then
Todd's still just a naive kid.
Yeah. And then that chase scene was nice and tense. Todd fighting Copper to save Vixie was great. I like that he finally stood up and fought. Them getting trapped in their burrow, and then that man set it on fire. Oh my!
That was expert hunting stuff right there. Though. I was impressed. Like, I didn't want them to die, obviously, and I don't like the guy, but I got to give man his brownie points. That was smart.
Yeah, and they are so lucky that Amos was an awful shot because he had so many close range shots that he just missed.
I just wonder, how does he get all those pelts with being such a horrible shot? It's like when the shot counts, he can't hit it for crap.
That's why he has to be out there for the entire winter.
Because he has so much emotion in it.
Yeah.
True.
And
And
these ones, it's against this fox, against Todd, it's personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
So you're
personal.
seeing red.
personally blinding is what it is. You can't see.
And then Copper
I would-
fighting the bear for Amos was mad crazy. A loyal dog at its finest.
I'm just saying, in reality, that bear would have hit them one time, they would have been done.
You
Dogs
know,
step up to save their owners from bears all the time. You ever see those videos? It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, I'm talking about when they get come on, if you get swatted by a bear, that's kind of GG.
Copper's a different breed though, man.
What's
You
he?
wanna-
A hound dog, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know something about that bear.
What's that?
You know, I said Todd did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
That bear also did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah, no,
came
that bear
into
did
protected
absolutely
land.
nothing wrong.
That
Protected
bear was
land.
minding its own business until a crazed hunter
jumped.
came up. And then he had to basically fight off like he had to go through 3 different phases in a final battle.
But then Todd
also-
jumping in to save Copper, even though he was just chasing him. Jeez, Todd is him.
Todd is him.
That whole fight scene was incredible. Them falling into the waterfall was suspenseful. And then the most powerful scene, Amos finds Todd, still tries to stop or put him down, but Copper steps in between the gun and Todd. Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like, thank you, finally you are doing the right thing here, Copper. Well, not finally.
And
Like,
that-
as bad as a person name is may be, I don't know. That scene at the end made me like him.
It's because it gives him a bit of a human side.
well, it makes you realize that
He's
he
always
actually
sad.
cares for Copper, because if he didn't, he would have just pushed him off to the side and took out Todd anyways. But he has
Yeah,
some
or-
compassion to him to where he respected.
Or he would have
Copper.
hit him with all right, we're going to go home, and then turn around with a trick shot.
He's just like, we're gonna go
Wow.
home, just puts the gun on his shoulder, leans it back, aims and shoots, just
Man.
got him. Shoots blindly.
I really thought he was going to do that as they walked away, because it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. I thought when they walked away, he was going to turn around and sneak Todd. I'm like, bro, you're different.
He's like, I knew I'd get him one way or another.
So,
But I was
with
also
that-
thinking on the end scene was the one where he's getting his foot bandaged up too.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were also talking about, Dino.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I did not like that she forgave him so easily.
Exactly. That was my beef. That was one of my beefs. That
But-
right there made me so mad.
At least she was purposely hurting him while helping him.
Maybe she's one of those, like, she's not, mad at him but won't hold a grudge.
Yeah, that could be true.
But
I mean, older people do tend to be that way. It's like they can be mad, but they'll always still forgive you, and they'll always still be, kind and caring. Well, most of the time they'll always be kind and caring to you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that this is the longest we had ever spent on a single category ever. So I'm going to give it a 10
welcome.
out of 10.
You're welcome.
I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversation.
So this was for story, right?
Yeah.
Hashtag
Still on
Todd did
storyline.
nothing wrong.
Story, I'm gonna give it a 7.
I'll go with a 6.
I'm stuck between an 8 and a 9. I think I'm going to give it a 9.
Nice. So with that, on to characters. There were some big time actors in this movie. Kurt Russell and a young Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman was in a lot of stuff. Maybe he's not big time, but Kurt Russell is big time.
All of these actors and actresses are gonna go over my head because I really don't know them by their names too much.
Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
Yes.
Kurt Russell is Ego.
Oh, neat.
He's been in a lot of other stuff, but just figured that was the most likely thing that you had seen that I had seen.
You know what? I like the way you combine those two.
Mm-hmm.
I
liked
like the
voice
way
acting.
you think, funny man.
I liked the voice acting for everyone. I don't think there was a miscasted person. Maybe the Tigger guy. Maybe.
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't like the voice that they gave Chief.
Oh, I love Chief's voice. As soon as he started talking, I was like, "Oh my god, I remember this guy."
I don't know why. I think it's because the dogs from what was it? What was the other Dutch Hound dog from the previous movie? What movie was it? Was it
that voice has been in so many dogs.
Okay.
101 Dalmatians, Lady
Was
and the
it
Tramp.
Dalmatians or was it Aristocats?
Aristocats.
Or are you thinking of Lady and the Tramp?
No,
I think there was a dog
in.
in all three of those movies with that voice.
Yeah, I was thinking of Aristocats. Like when I
Wait, wasn't he also the badger thing that was drinking from the rescuers?
Maybe. I don't remember the badger.
Yeah,
the guy who kept drinking that stuff that made people spit out fire
Yeah, maybe.
The good old whiskey. But yeah,
when I hear that
voice, I think of that dog, and I feel like that voice fits that dog way more than Chief. I don't know.
So when I heard that dog talk for the first time, I was like, why does this voice sound familiar? And then as soon as I heard Chief talk, I was like, that's why.
Oh, he's also the freaking, what is it? The guy, the tax collector from Robin Hood.
Oh, the Sheriff of Nottingham. Yeah.
Huh. That's been a while. I can't really remember many people's voice there besides Peter's.
Peter, gotta pay your taxes.
Also, one more character, Joey. The other character whose voice I didn't really like. I wouldn't say didn't like the voice. I didn't like the line that was delivered. And it was Coppers when he said, "We'll be best friends," or "You're my best friend." I did not like the way that line was delivered. Oh. It was ugh.
Baby Todd was absolutely adorable. Boomer was voiced by Tigger. The old man had a good villain look. He's a really good villain look, I think. The old lady had a good design. And the porcupine was voiced by Piglet.
I love that porcupine, by the way. The homie.
He was nice. He was a good...
I recognized that right away. I was like, oh, he's another little guy.
That was another one, but that's the thing. Same thing with the Tigger. It was the same voice, same character, same, stutter, everything.
Now, it could be because he didn't, play a super big role or a long role or anything. He was really kind of just there for the one scene and then kind of done after that. But his did not bother me nearly. It didn't bother me as much as the one for the bird.
Well, that's because Tigger's laugh is so iconic.
Mm-hmm. And it was the exact I'm like, why is a bird laughing like that? That's not that's a bird.
That'd be like if Jim Cummings did a movie and just started talking like Pooh Bear and said "Oh bother" in a movie. Just makes no sense on why you would do that.
We need to have a rewrite of Khan saying "Oh bother" now.
That was Sterling Holloway. Jim Cummings is the current voice of Pooh Bear.
Okay.
I'm gonna give characters a 6 out of 10.
I want to give it. I want to give it a 6, but I gotta be honest with myself. I gotta give it a 5.
I'm going with a 4.
Wow, I think Kevin might be the lowest rated person this time around.
I might be.
I think I'm gonna give it a 7. I think.
Nice. So, what's next? Visuals and animation. The opening scene with the spiderweb, I think that was a cool way to open the movie. The way that it went through that spiderweb was cool.
Agreed.
And then,
I didn't like the credits too much this time. The opening credits, they were kind of
boring.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact, this is the last movie that has the credits.
Does it?
Man, they should have knocked it out of the park then. Why was they?
Well, they probably didn't know that it was going to be the last one.
Yep. And actually, it's the same director and the same people that make the next film, but it was just like a choice that they made the move to put the credits at the end.
Cool. I appreciate it. I don't have to watch any of that crap anymore. But my next note was, I don't know if it's my connection or the movie, but this animation is choppy. And then I realized it was my connection. My connection was awful. So it was I had to restart my Disney Plus app 4 times. But I really liked the animation. It wasn't great, but it was good.
Okay, so I'm going to say, and it might just be because in The Rescuers there was a lot of kind of rough animated scenes.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, when I was watching, I was like, "This looks great." It's
I was
generally this is such a huge step up. It felt like I don't know why. And I think it's because the rescuers were so rough on a lot of scenes.
Yeah. And then the animation of the roaring waterfall was fantastic. I think they did a great job of capturing the raw power of water.
I like the first time you see the waterfall when they're giving each other lovey eyes, right?
Yeah.
And you see the waterfall in the background, and it's still.
Yeah.
It's just a still watercolor painting, and I thought it was great. I really liked the different styles and a lot of the watercolor in this one.
Mm-hmm. See, Dequan, everyone saw the waterfall but you.
The only waterfall I really saw was like the waterfall they were taking, like the big fight scene with the bear.
Yeah.
I didn't see their honeymoon waterfall, as you label them.
Yep, it was there. Also, I don't know if anybody knew this.
Let's hear it.
But this was the first time that CGI is to be used.
What'd they use it on?
They used it. They only used it a couple times, but primarily the scene where Amos has them cornered in their den. That is partially done with CGI. They were Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was it the ashes and the soot on the fire, or was it something else?
I don't know exactly which parts of it, but that scene in general.
I have to go back and look at that scene so I can see if I see it.
That's cool. Know that in the Renaissance era, the Disney Renaissance, that they have one big prominent CGI scene that they use in all the marketing. So I'm really excited to talk about those when we get to them. So they're probably just getting prepared for that now. But I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I think.
I'm gonna give it an 8 because it doesn't seem too different from the other ones, in my personal opinion. Outside the fact it's more vibrant than the Rescuers.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said I'm gonna give it an 8. I don't think it's too different. I think it's like not too different to me personally. It's just more vibrant than the Rescuers, since the Rescuers was more of a gloomy area and setting for the movie.
Like Mike was saying, I think Rescuers is a lot more scratchy and rough.
Like, I'm going to be real. Every time I think back on the Rescuers animation, I literally think about how the drummer mice were just so disconnected from the background. And then there's also just, every time I think back on that bird trying to take off on the building and there's a little ramp in front of him, I'm like, he doesn't look like he's trying to run forward off the ramp. He just looks like the thing's moving up.
Kevin.
So a couple little side notes I had here.
Sorry.
No. I'll explain them with my ranking, with my score here. They lost a lot of animators all at once while making this film. And one of the few to stick around was actually Tim Burton.
Good old Tim.
Yep. This is actually his first work in animation.
Yeah, it was wild when I found out that Tim Burton was just a random animator for Disney.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's at this kind of like the same thing as when I found out that Conan O'Brien was a writer for The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, small world.
I really like the animation in this. I am going to go with I'm gonna go with an 8.
Nice. Mike, you're up.
I'm also going to give it an 8. And a lot of it could be, you know, just from, again, the Rescuers. Like, this just felt like such a huge, like, step up that I was like, this animation was really great throughout this whole movie.
Now, I've been talking very highly of this movie up to this point, but music and soundtrack, the friendship song was Elimination was terrible, and Natural Attraction was awful.
The only song that really stands out to me was the Education. Education Elimination. I like that one actually.
I'm giving this a big fat 1.
I'm not gonna lie. The friendship song is the one that sticks out to me a lot, and it's because mostly the melody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the melody fits the scenery so well. Like, something with that song, and it's mostly just, again, and it's melody, that when I think of it, I can see, these two animals playing in a forest. Like, I can see a forest setting, a forest vibrance from it when I hear, like, the melody of the song. But that don't mean it was good. I'm just saying it actually felt like it fit. Like, I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add on music. It was just all terrible. That's why I gave it a 1.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, I'm right about there with a 2.
I think I'm going to be a 2 as well.
Cool. Next up, we have humor. Now, honestly, I didn't think this movie was that funny, but I do have a lot of things written here. Big Mama says you need a mama, and then when Todd rubs up against her, she goes, "Oh, not Big Mama." I loved that.
I thought it was.
I don't know why you repeating it actually made me chuckle, but when I saw it in the movie, I didn't laugh, like, at all. Like, I just played it off, but for some reason now hearing you say it just made me, like, chuckle.
Delivery was better, I think.
Yeah, it's Joey's like dry humor.
Copper, you're all tied up. And then he goes, "Yeah, it ain't no fun either." And then loved that little bird called the caterpillar a little creep. Copper jumping from footprint to footprint in the snow was pretty funny. Boomer getting zapped was so hilariously unexpected. When he was pecking the glass on the power line, I was not expecting it to explode, and I legitimately popped me.
You just heard from Joey?
Yeah.
I don't think my sound effect went through, did it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is pop not a term that people know outside of wrestling?
I'm going to assume it means like laughing, like you laugh so much you just explode with laughter. But outside of that assumption, I've never heard it.
Popping is kind of like getting a big reaction out of you.
Well,
never heard it.
Yeah, so it must just be a wrestling thing.
Together.
Copper trying to play with Chief when they were grown up and getting back from their hunting trip. I thought that was pretty funny because Chief wasn't having it. And then Chief playing up his injury and trying to get attention, but then Amos says, "Chief, get back in there before I break your other leg."
I was like, dang, what? I was like, dang.
And then Big Mama starts rizzing up Todd for the Lady Fox. See, I know what rizzing means.
CW wing woman.
Yeah. She was being a real good, like, wing woman. I get it, wing woman.
Yeah.
Owl.
Who?
This guy.
Don't worry, I got this. Hold up. There we go.
Kevin played along with it. He made a pun, an owl pun related response.
I know, but it's funnier when no one laughs and you just get the cricket noise.
Okay. The awkward exchange between Todd and Vixie was very painfully accurate.
It was very as cringy as some people could consider it. I generally liked how awkward it was.
And then Todd trying to impress her by catching fish was great. But then he got his feelings hurt.
My man's all about, faking it till he makes it.
I also want to say Todd has displayed something that may have went underlooked by people. Like, you know how Amos is like always, yelling and barking orders and, demands, right?
Yep.
Like, it's pretty funny, but yet odd that Todd picked up on those traits by insulting Vixie for being a woman, just like how Amos would insult, I don't know her name, but Todd's mom for being a woman as well. Showing that
Amos called her widow, but I don't think that was her name. I think that was just a put down by Amos that she didn't have a husband.
Yeah, but
also, to be fair, the only thing Todd said about her being a girl was just, you're a stupid girl. Other than that, everything else was just like blatant his own frustrations. It's not like he was like, I'm getting at a girl. What the?
Yeah, he said, "What do you know about fishing?" And he's like, "You're just a stupid girl, or woman, or female." He said one of the
not
three.
his best moment.
Yeah, no, not his best moment.
I'm gonna give humor a 5, though. You guys are welcome to mention any other funny moments you are remembering that I didn't bring up.
I thought I just saw police drive through my neighborhood. That's why I went, what the? And I stopped because I was like, what the heck is that?
I'll give humor a 3.
Kevin!
I'm going to go with... I'm stuck between a 3 and a 4, but I'm going to go with 4.
All right. And Mike?
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Wow. Okay.
I again, the humor just for me personally wasn't really there. I didn't really laugh at any real moment. I mean, you made me chuckle to the one scene there that I didn't even like. I paid no real attention to. It just kind of went on by for me.
Yeah. So next up is world building, and I think where Bambi failed to make their forest feel immersive, I think they picked up where they left off and made their forest feel very immersive. And I like that they showed so many different areas, and then the 2 different properties and where they were in relation to each other. And then you had the railroad track, you had the preserve. It was a good sense of the world that they had going for them.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought their little burrow was just perfect. The way that it was just tucked in underneath that little tree, I thought it was perfect.
I think Badger had a better burrow. Can we go steal his instead?
Well, he tried. Did not work. So I'm going to give the world building a 7.
I'm going to give it a 6 because I kind of wish that we did have a little bit of a town.
They're out in the boonies.
Yeah. But that car is used to go somewhere.
I'm right around a 6 as well.
I think I'll give it a 7.
All right. Now emotional impact is next, and boy, oh boy, do I have some notes about this. All the chase scenes they had good tension. They had very good suspense, and just all the chase scenes did a very good job of getting the emotion you were supposed to feel during it. And the beginning one in particular, when Todd's mom dies, geez Louise, just another mom has to die in a movie.
You know something I forgot to mention in humor?
That made you think of humor?
No, no. Because you said the chase scenes were intense, and I thought of the chase scene with him and Vixie. And then it reminded me, Vixie said something that was kind of humorous, when she was counting the ducks or the chicks, and then she was like, 8 should be enough. He's like, 8 what?
Yeah.
And that made me chuckle, so I forgot about that.
Copper laying on Chief's leg his first night, that was so adorable. Todd not being able to say goodbye to Copper was sad. I know you guys probably don't think so because you guys are heartless in this movie. The bird showing Todd all the pelts, that was rough. Chief losing his front seat privileges, that was pretty sad for Chief. He was getting replaced. And then this is the big one. Todd was so excited to be going for a ride And he was so excited, and she was recalling memories of them together in her mind while she was taking him on this ride. He was still so excited, looking around, and he was excited all the way up until she started walking away from him. And Todd tried following her, but she had to turn around to stop him. And the way that she looked back at him as she drove away with the tears in her eyes, and he was just so confused. Oh my God, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Because
that hit you pretty hard, huh?
It's every day, just to bring a little bit of context on why that hits me so hard, is because every day I think when you become a parent, you think about your mortality a lot more. And that if something were to happen right now because of how young my son is, he wouldn't understand at all. I would just not be there anymore. And it would just be so confusing, and Todd was just so confused because he didn't know what was going on. She was just gone.
Okay. See, I see where you're coming from.
And the Joey Cry Watch finally got its first victim, because I started tearing up watching that scene. And my wife, oh my Lord, she was bawling, and she had to leave the room.
Oh my.
And to write that note, I had to pause it, and she came back in thinking the scene was over. And she was like, why in the world did you pause
it? You're like, oh no, I was just writing notes. I was waiting for you to go back.
Go back to the room.
Welcome back. Take a seat. Let's embrace those feels again.
And then to add insult to injury, it started raining on him, and he had to sit there and watch all the moms take care of their babies. And the movie ends with a beautiful shot and a voiceover of Todd and Copper saying they're best friends. My heart couldn't take it. This movie's emotional impact is a whopping 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Now we got 1, 1, and 1.
I will give this a 9. I'm not a heart, but not in the same aspect of yours, Joey. My 9 comes from a combination of things: frustration, anger, sadness, and regret. So that's where I factor it in.
Where does the regret come from?
The regret is me regretting the fact that, like, forgetting how this movie's gonna make me feel and not preparing myself for said feelings. That's the regret.
All right. And just so you guys know, just because I give my score doesn't mean you guys have to give your score and move on. You guys can say whatever you have to say about the segment.
Yeah, I don't have really much to say. Like I was sad, obviously, for the same points that you were sad for, but I was frustrated because I was frustrated for two things. Obviously, I was frustrated at Todd. Then I was frustrated at the hunter. But I was frustrated at as we're going to call her widow, I was frustrated at her. And I'm just like, so many of the situations could have been avoided if the communication was better. But obviously, that's a common thing in life. Communication is just, unfortunately, not as, clean and concise as we would like for it to be. But I'm sitting here, it's like, it's annoying. Like, it's annoying because, like, if Copper would have spoke to, Chief about said situation, if Todd would have listened to Copper about said situation, if she would have spoke to Amos, more directly, besides both of them yelling at each other, because they never had a conversation with each other without the yelling. Granted, if he would have started or if she would have started the situation, regardless, there was always yelling, so they never had a clear head when talking about this, which they probably could have actually established something to work something out, but they never did attempt to do any of that. Then I found it very unfair and crappy that Todd had to lose everything because of that incident. But at the same time, it is, it's actions and the repercussions. Like, you acted out in the wrong way, even though it was right for you in your heart. But there were signs and warnings to it. And you ignored those signs and the warnings because you wanted to follow your heart. Following your heart, unfortunately, led to a much worse situation for you, losing, your mom and your home, and then having to work your way back up and losing your friend in the process. So it's just like, it's a mix of frustration and, like, sadness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I give it a 9. If it was a little bit more happiness in there for me, I would have gave it a 10.
It's a heavy movie.
I'm going with an 8. I don't have much to follow up on it. Y'all went off. I'm just gonna leave it at a simple 8.
Yeah, but why an 8? Why not a 7 or a 9?
Why not a 1?
Why not a 1? Why didn't you go a 1?
Why not 7?
Anyways, though, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Heck yeah.
This movie is very, very much an emotional kind of it's a very emotional movie, and it hits. It hits my cold, steeled off heart.
Next up is the message and the theme. I think that it is the story of true friendship coming through, and also people change, and it's not always for the better. Those are the two things that I picked up from this movie.
I'm gonna say you're actually.
I don't know about true friendship.
It did come through at the end, so, but I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying it came through at the end, but I don't really necessarily think it was when Copper finally steps up and steps in the way and says no.
But is that true friendship, or is that just? Hey man, this guy literally saved both of our lives.
Yeah.
So that's not true friendship. It's just like, hey, we owe him our lives twice. Like, I wouldn't call that true friendship. It's just a realization of.
No, he's paying a deed back. He's like, you stepped in to save us. I'll step in to save you.
Yeah,
everybody gets
morality.
You know what I would love, Mike?
Ends with them with the tagline of them saying "We'll be friends forever," meaning that they became friends forever again.
No, that's just them reminiscing from when they were kids. If anything, that's more sad because the way they play it out, it's so kind of like just in the back room, like in the background, kind of hauntingly in a way. It's like kind of sad. It's like we'll be friends to the end, but they can't. Because they can't really go see each other. Because if they do, then it's going to start everything back up.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not like Amos likes Todd now.
Did Todd not go back to his house?
No, he didn't.
No,
he watched from the forest.
Oh.
Todd lives in the forest with Vixie.
But
and then Copper lives back at home.
Is like, I wish that they actually did have like. Granted, Vixie probably don't want anything to do with Copper after he tried to murder them. Todd probably can look past it though. But like, it would have been nice if they would met up at the end and they would have wrestled one last time and it did the tagline. That would have been cool, but we didn't get that.
That would have been cool. I feel like though, the ending has such like a kind of heavy impact because. They're playing a clip from when they were kids saying how they'd be friends forever. But they really aren't, and they're just now have had to go their separate ways. So it kind of leaves a lot more of like an impactful ending.
So do you
when
guys
if we would have gotten them playing around, it would have been like a lot more like, oh, look at that, that's so sweet.
Do you guys not agree with my messages that I brought up? What do you?
What was your second message? I don't agree with the first one.
Well, I said that people change and not always for the better.
I think everybody here in this movie changed for the better, to be honest.
Well, I mean, in the middle, not really.
Oh, yeah, not in the middle. But, we got to look at the end results.
Well, that's why people change, not always for the better. So it's not always for the better.
I wonder what they actually want. I'm going to do the thing that Joey used to do. I'm going to look up what's the meaning of the fox and the hound. I'm curious what they have to say.
Your actions. Have
We're
consequences.
flipping it on Joey right now. Joey always finds the actual, like, tries to find that. But now the one time that Joey like has his own message and theme, we're shutting him down.
Joe,
Well, I'm
what
just
was
curious
that?
because I wonder really what it was. Because I was kind of been thinking that for a minute now about this movie. Like, what is the message of this movie supposed to be? Because I was thinking I'm about to give this thing a 1 on meaning because I don't know what it's supposed to be.
So
I want you to know, Joe, we
ChatGTP
love you.
says Fox and the Hound explores themes of friendship, loyalty, and the impact of societal expectations on individuals. And then it says the movie conveys a message about the complexities of friendship and the challenges that arise when external pressures such as societal expectations or roles interfere with the personal connections. It also
Okay,
touches
that
on
I
see.
I
see. The thing I'm reading here has something similar to that. It says it refers to the hardships encountered with coming of age and the loss of innocence shown through the eyes of a hound and a fox who find themselves in an unlikely friendship.
Now, like, that, like, I give it 10. That I give it 10 because I wholeheartedly agree with, like, that message because, like, the roles that they were put in was pretty much meant not to be, and everyone pretty much kept telling them that they couldn't, or the risk of it and everything like that. So yeah, I agree. That's a 10 for me.
It says it also touches upon the idea that individuals can be influenced by their environments and societal norms, sometimes leading them down paths that may conflict with their true nature. And then it says, ultimately, it highlights the importance of accepting others for who they are and the difficulties that can arise when friendship is tested.
I mean, who accepted them for who they were?
I mean, I don't know why that was the closing one. We'll just ignore that.
Yeah,
There's one
no,
here
that's still a 10 for me.
that has a quote. It says, you cannot run with the hare and hunt with the hounds. It means that one cannot simultaneously hold opposing alliances.
That's deep. I don't agree with that, but that's deep and I like it.
I'm giving it a 7.
I think there's also a slight hidden meaning, and this one's me reaching, of even if, you guys aren't on the same side, you can at least do something kind for each other. Whether you agree with each other or not. You can still at least do a kind thing.
Kevin, what do you think?
Alright, Kevin, you got like 7 meanings here. Which one you go with?
So the one that's, I don't know, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. Oh man. I'm gonna go with the 7.
Okay,
I was between a 6 and a 7, and everybody's had fairly good points, good angles to look at this from, and how to rank it. I'll go with the 7.
Okay.
I'm feeling an 8.
And just to elaborate on why I'm not a 10, even though the message that we came up with was a perfect message, it's not conveyed well. Like, that's not what I came out of the movie thinking. So I can't give it a 10 if that's not the message that I got from the movie.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
respect that.
What you had to look up.
Yeah.
I respect that.
So,
my messages actually have consequences.
the last category is legacy.
Legacy?
I remember absolutely loving this movie when I was a kid, and as this movie went on, all the memories flooded back to me, like I said in the beginning. The personal legacy is, if that was a thing, it would be a 10 for me, because this was one of my earliest favorite Disney movies. There's nothing from this movie in the parks. I don't think there's a single reference of this movie in any of the parks. I also don't think that this movie is talked about enough. I think this movie is vastly underrated. It might even be the most underrated Disney movie. I know I said Emperor's New Groove was when our pilot, but I think I may say that this is.
I thought you said Frozen was.
I mean, I probably did.
Still, like, I do agree. I don't think this movie has a big legacy, and I do think it's pretty underrated. But 9 times out of 10, I know it's not talked about either. But 9 times out of 10, if you talk to somebody about this movie or mention the Fox and the Hound, everyone, well, not everyone, I can't say everyone, the majority of people will respond with like enthusiasm about how much they loved that movie when they were younger and how much they enjoyed it.
Well, I will also say that if you watch any top 10 list of ranking the saddest Disney moments, I got to imagine that this movie, the abandonment scene, is in every single one of those lists.
I can see it.
Also, this received a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Original Song for the song Best of Friends.
Not education, elimination. Crazy.
Also, so technically, if it's like, no one really talks about it, it's not really, out there well known, but when you ask people about it, they get really excited about it. Would that classify it then as like one of those, like a hidden gem in a way?
Yeah, actually. I mean, I would consider it that.
That's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
But I think for legacy, I have to give it. I'm debating between a 4 and a 5, and because I'd give it a personal legacy of a 10, I'm going to give it a 5.
I will follow you on that and give it a 5 as well.
I'll go your ladder. I'm gonna go with the 4.
I feel like I'm always torn. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 as well. Oh, I don't like that I gave it a 4. I don't like that at all. I'm just gonna stick with it, but 5.
So,
I couldn't. It did not feel right.
An absolute shocker of a turn of events here. Kevin is the lowest score. I don't think that has happened yet. With a 53. Then followed up by Dequan with a 62. And then Mike with a 67. And then I am at the top with a 68.
For how much you love this movie, I was expecting that to be at least like an 80.
The music getting a 1 really hurt it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that when I yawned. But I think humor and music really held it down.
Yeah. And legacy. Those are the 3 categories that got really bad scores. It has the music has a 1.75 show rating. Humor,
Wait, is that the lowest music rating?
Yeah, I think so. That's not great. No,
Bambi
has a 1.25.
1.25 from Bambi, baby. Let's go.
Humor has a 3.5, and then Legacy has a 4.75. And that's far from the worst Legacy.
Yeah, because if you just look up at Rescuers, it's right there.
But it has
that one's the lowest, but that one, like, literally, you can look at it like, oh, there's one lower.
Yeah, Robin Hood 2.75, Aristocats 2.75, Sword in the Stone 3.75. They're not good. A lot of bad ones.
Why are they all at 7.5? What the heck?
And then our show rating is a 62.5.
Okay, not terrible.
No, a lot of movies below it.
Better than Rescuers, but not as good as Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh's great. I love Winnie the Pooh. So on to, I don't think there's any theories or anything that we can go off into for fan fiction.
Oh, there's one theory.
What's up?
Vixie's preggers. That's about it.
What?
I mean, that could be the reason why Todd got so feral towards Copper. Not just because he was chasing him down, because his girlfriend is preggers.
Didn't they get there like that day or the very next day?
The animal body works different than the humans.
Also, you bringing up him going feral, I don't know why, I thought it was so cool when when he's facing off with Copper and he's got like the red eyes with it, because I was like, it's intense now. He's got the red eyes and everything. I don't know, I just thought I'd mention that.
I ain't gonna lie, brother. That made me mad uncomfortable. I'm like, yo.
So I just looked up to see what the plot of Fox and the Hound 2 was, to see if it was their children, but it takes place when they're kids and they go to a carnival.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
That's why I was saying earlier, I'm like, nope, they did not have kids, and I said the sequel does not play off that either.
So, going on to Riley's emotions, what was everyone's favorite and least favorite moment of the movie?
My favorite moment? I think my favorite moment of the movie. My favorite moment of the movie was Big Mama talking to Vixie. I don't know. I just really liked that moment. It was funny because she knew what she was doing, and Vixie was unaware of it at the time. So I enjoyed that moment. My least favorite moment, man, there's a lot of least favorite moments actually. I think my least favorite moment is I'll just go with the popular choice here was Widow, placing Todd in the forest and walking away.
So, I think for my favorite, I'm gonna have to go with the bear scene.
That's a good scene.
It was just, I really liked how it was animated. The action was done well. It was dark. It was, the eyes were glowing red, and I liked it. Least favorite was, we'll go with the car ride.
Yeah, that's a rough scene. Mike?
Trying to think. Favorite scene. Or might... this is going to be funny. I'm going to say my favorite scene was at the end when Copper, finally does the right thing and basically stands up to his owner. Mm-hmm. Whether it's him paying a debt or not, it's like, it's the thing you should have done, so I'm happy to finally see you do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'll say that's my favorite scene. I was going to go with Big Mama with Vixie, telling her about, this new fox that's in town, basically. As it probably would be. But that scene, generally, I was like, finally, thank you. So I'll give that to that. And the correlation to that, my least favorite scene was Copper blaming him for what happened to Chief. That scene generally just makes me mad because it's literally like you saw everything that happened and you are literally just playing off of an anger emotion of the situation and then blaming someone whose fault it is not.
Yeah, that's fair. So my least favorite scene, I already mentioned it. The winter scene with the birds, absolutely pointless. There's no reason to be in the movie.
I keep forgetting about that scene. I keep forgetting that's a scene.
My favorite scene, as well as Mike, is when Copper steps in between Amos and Todd. Extremely powerful scene. I think we can skip favorite and least favorite songs because they're all trash. But
no, that one though. There's that one.
Favorite and least favorite characters.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
My favorite character is Big Mama. I love that lady, man. The moment I saw her, I'm like, I like you a lot. You're the best. And then my least favorite, that's hard actually, really. Like, that is like, part of me wants to say Amos. The other part of me want to say Todd. I can't make a choice. So instead, I'm going to go with Badger. He was completely against understanding how Todd felt or even listening to the porcupine up there. So yeah, that guy sucks.
He's just a cranky old man.
That's not an excuse for being a fart face.
Kevin, what about you?
So I'm kind of right there with Dequan-ish. Favorite's Big Mama. And least favorite is Amos.
My favorite is going to be Todd. And my least favorite is Amos.
Okay. My least favorite, I think I'm going to have to go with the Badger as well. I don't dislike any of the characters. I mean, obviously Amos sucks, but he's the villain. He's supposed to suck. So I try to not let that harm the character. But favorite's tough. Favorite is a toughie. Actually, you know what? I'm changing. My least favorite's Boomer. I don't.
Yeah,
like
that's
Boomer.
what I was about to say. I was like, you know what? That's exactly correct.
Who's Boomer again?
The Tigger bird.
Yep, the Tigger bird.
Oh.
That's literally. I was just thinking that, and I was like, you know what? I'm changing mine.
So I think, just to save time, because I could sit here for hours trying to figure it out, which I will when I have to make my TikTok video ranking the characters, I think I'm just going to say Todd. Todd's my favorite. Copper's is a close second, though.
Wait, who is your favorite?
Todd.
That's right, because Todd did nothing wrong.
Because Todd's the best.
Exactly.
Now, amazingly, even though we spent so long on storyline and plot, we are under the time limit here. So I wanted to do something with you guys. Do you guys know what blind ranking is? The trend on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot.
Yeah.
Where you get a list of things and you have to rank them out of, well, it depends on how many, but in this case I'm giving you 5, so I'm going to give you something, you have to put it in order of 1 to 5 blindly, not knowing what's coming next.
Okay.
So like,
wait, I've seen this. If
it was like candy bars and I gave you Kit Kat, and Kit Kat's your absolute favorite, you go, well, that's easy, that's number 1.
Okay, I like this. I didn't know about this. I feel like a loser because I'm the only one who didn't know this, but I like the idea. It sounds fun.
So I selected 5 random characters from Disney, and I put them in random order. So you guys rank them. And
all right.
let me just pull up. Let me pull up something real quick, just so I have. Okay, so the first one is Aladdin.
Character or movie?
The character.
Okay. 4.
3.
Yeah, 3.
4, 3, and 3. Okay. The next one is Elsa.
5.
5.
4.
Okay. The next one is Simba.
Oh, that's. I think.
Oh, that one.
I'm gonna cry when I know 1 and 2, man.
Wait, where'd you put him at?
I put him at 3.
3?
I'm about to cry, man. I feel like I messed up.
I'll go 2.
I'm gonna go 4.
Next up is Mulan.
Oh, okay, maybe I did mess up. This is all right. I'm gonna give her 2, and whoever's the 1, they better be good. I'm be upset, Joey. I'm gonna fight you, Joey.
I'm going with 2.
5.
I think Dequan list is going to be perfect for him because the last one is Belle.
Oh, let's go! Yes!
And you guys
this
all
is exactly what I needed
for the end. So, Kevin, you had Belle, Simba, Aladdin, Elsa, and Mulan. Are you happy with that ranking?
Doesn't sound too happy.
No.
Dequan, you had Belle, Mulan, Simba, Aladdin, and Elsa.
I think that's perfect for me. That's absolutely perfect.
And then, Mike, you had Belle, Mulan, Aladdin, Simba, and Elsa.
Wait. Oh, you started from 1. I got confused there. I was like, wait, wait, what? That was not 5 or 4? But that makes more sense. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. I think that's good.
Yeah, that was a little fun thing to do, I think. So, if you guys don't have anything else to add...
I'm just curious, because Kevin's the only one who wasn't really too happy with the list. If you were to change it, how would you put it? I'm just
I don't think he liked that Elsa was above Mulan. Or Aladdin above Mulan would be my guess.
Man.
Like, if you were to change one thing to make it better, what would you change?
I don't know. I'd have to. I don't have mine. I should have typed it out. I didn't type it out. I don't know.
So you have Mulan at 5.
Mulan Elsa at 5, Elsa 4, Aladdin 3, Simba 2, Belle 1.
Simba's at 2?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm restructuring. I'm recreating this for me. All right. What was my 3?
Good. I like the way you said it.
Okay.
Simba was 2.
4 was Mulan.
Elsa. Mulan
Elsa
was
the
5.
Mulan. I would... Honestly, I think I'd move Elsa and Mulan up and Simba... I think ideally I'd go Belle, Mulan. No. Why you do this?
I was just curious if there was one thing if only one thing. You didn't have to restructure the whole list. If you could change one thing to make the list better for you, what would it be? That's all. Well, that's what I was wondering.
Probably switch Simba and Mulan.
Okay. So basically put Mulan higher.
Mulan higher, Simba lower. Not that Simba should be 5, but yeah,
he would be lower. Okay.
Yeah, so if I'm going to try to be honest on how I would do it, it's really hard because I knew the characters. But if I like Aladdin, I think I would have put at 3, and then Elsa, I think I would have put at 2, and then Simba, I wouldn't have wanted to put at 1, so I would have put him at 4, and then Mulan, I would have put her at 1, and then I would have been real upset that I had to put Belle at 5.
Here, Joey, I got you. I'll give you 5. I got 5 characters already picked out, and I'll give it to you. Let's see what you do. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Arthur.
I thought you were talking about the aardvark. I was like, what the heck are we doing? Well, that's going to be 5. That dude sucks.
All right. Wait, 4? Oh, you're all doing it? I was just doing it because Joey...
go ahead.
You can do it if you want. I don't...
No. Let Joey do it. Let Joey. Go ahead.
All right. Bongo.
Pongo's pretty cool. I'll put him at 3.
3, okay. Aurora,
I have a feeling you're going to try to do a gotcha at the end, but I'm going to put Aurora at 1.
Ooh, you're putting Aurora at 1. Ooh. Robin Hood.
Well, that's a 4, easy.
Wait, I thought you put someone. I thought you put Bongo. Wait,
no,
where'd you put?
3.
He was 3, okay. So then your number 2, which I think you're going to be okay with then. Your number 2 is Winnie the Pooh.
Well, I mean, I'm not 100% okay with that, but
I mean, he's near the top. He's not like
he's only
at the
one.
bottom.
It's only one off of how I would rank those. It would be Winnie the Pooh, Aurora, Pongo, Robin Hood, Arthur. So.
So your number 1 was Aurora, then Winnie the Pooh, then Bongo, and then
Robin Hood, and then Arthur.
Robin Hood and Arthur.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I nailed mine on that one.
Oh, you did one too? What'd you do?
Yeah, okay, so Pooh is my number 1, Pongo's number 2, Robin Hood is 3, Aurora's 4, and Arthur is 5.
See, that's the beauty of these things, is that everyone gets scared to put someone at 1 and then getting someone great at the end, and then most people pull a gotcha and give you someone terrible at the end so that you're forced to
put that terrible person at 1. Well, when you put Aurora at 1, I'm like...
Yeah, but that's why I had ChatGTP give me 5 random characters, and I had it put it in 5 random categories. So I didn't want none of that. I wanted it to be completely random order. So you guys can you did that. Because if I would have put Arthur at the end there, you guys all would have had him in your number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Well, what I was doing is I was just kind of looking through on the YouTube page, and I was looking at some of the videos, and I'm like, I'll pick that character, I'll pick that character, I'll pick that one, and I was just going through like that.
Oh, clever.
Yeah. But that's about it for this episode. We have probably now exhausted our time limit. I mean, we recorded for about 20 minutes before we actually started, so we have some grace period. But you can find us anywhere on social media at TMOA_pod.
TMOA pod.
Sorry, TMOA. Probably should. TMOA, you're probably looking for stuff that you won't find. TMOA. TMOA_pod. Dequan, anywhere where people can watch you game? You twitching at all? You streaming? You
You twitching, man?
You twitching at all?
I don't like the sound of twitching.
Should we call somebody?
Painful.
Do you need help?
No, I hope I don't need help. Twitching sounds a little painful, but nah, we chilling. I might start using my Instagram for something, but until I figure out what I want to do with it, nothing right now.
Okay. Kevin, not a social media guy.
Nope.
Mike, imagine you still haven't done nothing yet.
Social media scare me.
And then me, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at people_call_me_Joey.
I'm not sure if it's memeing or if you're serious.
What?
I'm not sure if you're memeing or if you're serious.
What do you mean?
It's a lot of underscores.
I mean, I just like the way it looks.
Oh, that's fair.
But the next episode, what is the next episode? The Black Cauldron, movie I have never seen.
I'm excited for that one because I haven't seen that movie before, and I think it's going to be good.
I'm slightly excited. I'm slightly scared because I have not heard good things, and the animation looks awful.
I'm interested.
It's not about the animation.
Interesting.
It's about the story along the way.
Yeah.
It's about the story. It's not about the story. It's about the lore we took along with us.
I'm pretty sure I had sent you guys what the villain from that movie looked like on our Halloween special. And,
yeah, he just looks like me.
He is terrifying, so I'm excited about that.
Well, thank you.
What?
If you didn't hear me, I said, yeah, he just looks like me. And you said, he looks terrifying. I'm like, well, thank you.
It's an interesting stretch of movies here. Black Cauldron, Great Mouse Detective, The Brave Little Toaster. I loved it as a kid, but I'm not really anticipating it as an adult. Oliver and Company, never seen. Little Mermaid's okay, and then Rescuers Down Under. That's a rough stretch, I think.
I'm not gonna lie, a Great Mouse Detective. I'm like, I don't know, I want to see that either.
I am so surprised that Rescuers Down Under is so close to The Rescuers. And that it's an actual sequel.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at it, I'm like, wait, why is it so close and why is it an actual sequel?
It is so bizarre that is the first actual sequel that they did. It's so bizarre to me.
I wonder what the reasoning was.
I'm pretty sure they talk about it in the Waking Sleeping Beauty documentary. I'll have to watch that again. But that's where we'll leave you. So just remember, they all lived happily ever animated. What the heck was that?
That was my hum.
Wow.